Now, if no one has seen the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, then I'm disappointed. But if you have, then you will recognize Ben Stein, an econ professor who literally put the class to sleep. Now, luckily for you, I'm more interesting and attractive than Ben Stein. Now, if you've taken an econ class yourself, then you recognize his face. Don't be upset because many policymakers have the same face when it comes to economics. Just so you know, economics is a subject that studies the efficient use of scarce resources. That could be a country, a state, a city, a company. Each of you are professional economists of your own lives, where the goal of each one of your decisions is to maximize happiness or satisfaction. Every econ decision is not about money. It could be about who to date, where to go to work out, Coke versus Pepsi. Now, it is very likely that economic decisions in Baltimore City are not made with optimal satisfaction or happiness in mind. But what if they did? How would they look? They might not be trendy, and they could be abnormal. But at least they'd be on the path to creating happiness for some people or a lot of people who may be forgotten, even Arabers. Trials and tribulations aside, a smile like this is possible. Because for everyone, it's really about controlling your smiles and cries. Because no one should ever be able to take that away from you. Happiness in itself is a subject that dates back to the beginning of time. If happiness were the goal in Baltimore City, they might use the Human Development Index to measure one's well-being, albeit subjective, in an attempt to achieve sustainable development. Success might look like one having choice, living a healthy life, or having meaning. That, my friends, is the most important thing, because the quality of any city rests upon its people. Now, about 5 years ago, I had a meeting with individuals from the Baltimore Development Corporation, real stuff. We talked about human development, and yes, it went over their heads. But it's not surprising because you and most people think that development begins and ends with the construction of a building. I like pretty buildings, but at what cost? A la a hotel, a casino, an apartment building, or a waterfront. Tax subsidies are often used because they're deemed to be necessary to spur development. But have you ever questioned, do those strategies actually work? And for who? So the belief remains that if we build it, they will come. But let's be real, a real estate deal is just a real estate deal. Most policymakers don't have sound economic knowledge and are really just trying to obtain knowledge on their belts before their short-term mandates run out. Now, before each one of you leaves and gets home, you'll likely come across many miscues on which I'm talking about. A failure to incorporate humans into development processes in the long run will have a zero-sum game. And any city, New York, Baltimore, Oakland, Chicago, will lose. Now, the idea is that Park Heights, Cherry Hill, Sandtown, they may not matter. They don't come up into the conversations. And if concessions are needed, then, hey, is true development actually happening? Dirt bikes, chicken boxes, ACGs, half and halves, they're realities in Baltimore, but sometimes the uniqueness of a city simply needs to be embraced. Now, by now, everyone knows that The Wire is not fiction. It's real. And the stories behind them are nothing without the characters, the people. The same goes for Baltimore. Regardless of color, white, black, or blue, the ills are social, and it requires a social approach. Nina Simone's Baltimore was written 40 years ago, but the words still resonate today. I guess some things haven't changed. Now, I'm not against the construction of buildings, but I am against creating a facade. And the pain lies in knowing that behind the facade, a city is dying. And I want all of you to know, once you leave here, that you should be able to recognize what true development looks like. Thank you, Baltimore.